What is going on, people? We are back with another video. Now, right now, it seems as if Chantel is going through some type of transformation. And because of that, people are now making their comments be known in her comment section regarding what they think is going on with Chantel. Most people think that she may be going through some sort of cosmetic surgery, and that's why her face is now changing. It's looking a bit more puffed up. And because of that, Chantel obviously is getting a lot of hate for it, and therefore somebody who knows Chantel decided to come into the comment section and have her say. And this is pretty much what this woman said. I work with Chantel, and she has not done anything to her face since she started working with Southern Surgical Axe Surgical. She doesn't need anything. She's stunning. How would you all feel if people make comments like this to you? I don't understand why anyone would take their time out of their day to comment mean, hurtful things like this. Chantel comes in and says, oh my gosh, thanks, Jen. You are beautiful as well, and from the inside out. They are just some really sad people who feel so bad about themselves that they want to take it out on others. Now, I want to go back to what Jen said. Jen said that, Chantel is someone that's already beautiful and stunning. Here's the thing, though. We live in a world where it doesn't really matter anymore whether someone is already naturally beautiful or stunning or not. Because really and truly, we are still seeing people who are naturally beautiful who still do go under the knife, who still do cosmetics to their face. So really and truly, I don't think that's an answer that really is going to make a difference if you ask me. Now, here's the thing. I'm not going to say too much when it comes to whether or not I think Chantel has had work done to her face, because I'm really unsure. It's not really an area that I'm expertise in. But one thing that I can say for sure is that there are some people that you can definitely tell for sure. And also at the same time, I will say that sometimes when we look at before and afters, I would say the way Chantel has changed over the years, it definitely does imply as if she may have had something done to herself over that time, obviously whether it's to her body or whether it's to her face. But again, though, right now, I'm not going to say too much because I'm not 100% sure, because I do know that sometimes our bodies can change. And also I know for women's bodies are so different to men's. They can change for so many different reasons that obviously I wouldn't go through. So therefore, I'm not too sure, which therefore will bring me to my last point. My only problem with what's being said here by Chantel and Jen is that instead of addressing the situation, in my opinion, when I say address the situation, what I'm saying is instead of addressing it in a way where they're just going to complain about or express how they're not happy with people's reactions, why not just set the record straight? Now, listen, Chantel doesn't have to set the record straight. She doesn't have to tell people what's been going on with herself. Do you know what I mean? She doesn't have to say why her body's changing. Really doesn't have to. That is up to her. That is her privacy. But if you are going to let other people's comments get to you, well, then in that case, either you say nothing or you say something. And because obviously, this friend decided to chime in and say something, and Chantel decided to respond to the friend and say something, if you ask me personally, this is where she should have really been like, okay, listen, guys, I know I look different, but this is actually what's been going on with me. You see what I'm saying? Now, again, doesn't have to. It's just that, in my opinion, if you're going to let people get to you and you're going to decide to speak up, you might as well speak up with what's going on rather than just speak up with something that deflects away from the actual point. Because the matter of the fact is, though, like I said before, they're upset with the fact that people are saying that Chantel's had work to herself. Well, like I said before, just because she's already stunning, it doesn't mean that she isn't going to get it. You see what I'm saying? Look at the amount of people that we see in this world that get work done all the time, whether it's Kim Kardashian or it's even a Kylie, shall I say, or whether it's a Jasmine, you know what I mean, or a Larissa or whatnot. People that came on the show looking completely fine, but now look completely different. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so really and truly, like, beauty has nothing to do with it. Being stunned has nothing to do with it. Do you see what I'm saying? And to be fair with you, for the most part, you could argue that people that aren't actually beautiful have this paranoia that if they ever lose their looks, that they won't be the same. So therefore, they have to keep up with the standard. So, and let's be real, we've seen with Darcy and Stacey, they can never get away from it, right? So really and truly, this response, in my opinion, but nonetheless, though, let me know what you're thinking down below in the comment section. What do you think is going on with Chantel? And also, how do you think that this situation should have been addressed? Do you think it should have been addressed the way it has been here, or the way that I would say is probably better doing it, just so you can then shut down the critics and therefore people can stop making up their own conspiracies? You see what I'm saying? Or the better one, the one that I would personally do, read nothing, listen to no one, and just don't say anything. Personally, I just wouldn't say anything, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, though, let me know what you're thinking down below and we can talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.